Do you know what the genre award winners are for Seeds?
Like what they are?
Yeah, what they are.
Kind of.
So we award the best piece in each genre: music, prose, poetry. And your piece, the written piece, is our genre award winner for prose this year.
I'm honestly kind of surprised, but it's cool. I guess it hasn't really said in that much. I don't know what it's like compared to in other people's writing, but it's a really nice honor, and I think it means that I've come a long way in writing for these.
Is this typical of your writing, or was it different from what you usually create?
I think it's pretty different from what I usually create because I picked a specific time period and researched it a lot, and I had the idea in my head for a while, so that made it different. Usually other things will be more spur of the moment or just random ideas, but I remember having this idea for a few weeks or maybe even a month before I sat down and actually wrote it.
What main things do you want readers to take away from this story?
I'm not sure. I hope it intrigues people a lot and that first it reaches them on a simple level of like the quality of writing and the story, and I also hope it kind of brings a different perspective of what it possibly could have been like back then. I feel like it's an interesting perspective because I learned that people in Egypt were like very young when they got married, and I feel like there's some certain things like marriage and relationships with other people that come out in this story that I hope open people's eyes a little bit to like, I tried to make it as authentic as what I could with the information I got online.
Have you submitted to Seeds in previous years? What does it mean to be printed in the book this year? And what would you say to people who are considering being published in Seeds or submitting their work?
So I submitted to Seeds last year and I was published last year too. And I feel like there's a lot of growth between my piece last year and my piece this year. So I feel like it does mean a little bit different this year, especially because I'm genre award winner. Like, I think it's good for people to send out their art and let other people look at it and review it and read it, because it's good to send your things to other people and get other perspectives in order for you to grow and actually see your progress instead of just keeping it to yourself.
Seeds, we do genre award winners that are the best of their genre in the book, and so this year you are Dance's genre award winner in the book. Thank you. So we just wanted to ask you some questions about the process of your piece, because the theme of our book this year is the process. What was the process of first sparking the idea for the pieces in the book for you?
I never really did a dance like this. It's really dark, and like I wanted to do something different.
What is the process of you coming up with your choreography?
Okay, so I think about like the storyline first, and then I just like improv to a certain song and see like what fits me the best.
I just want to ask you some questions about your piece. So what inspired your piece?
So in composition class, we got a topic to do something kind of fun and different, because I usually just do like piano, like whatever. But, I was like, let's make something that everyone can like dance to and like a fun one. So I added some instruments and I just started playing around and somehow got it.
Great. So what is the process you go through when you write music?
So I tend to change it up a lot, but I like to find a melody line that I like on the piano, and then I put it in certain instruments and I'm like, like I like this one there, and then I make harmonies for it and like beats, and it comes together.
All right, awesome. Okay. As a musician, how do you feel writing your own music expands your music abilities?
I think it allows you to do so much, because like I play the bassoon like in band, so that's just so structured and then like kind of boring in my opinion, So writing music allows you to do creative stuff that you wouldn't get to do otherwise in like the music program.
What's your favorite part about the music you've created and getting a chance to put it out there?
I think I like doing every kind of genre, because it's like, why limit yourself to one thing when you can try everything?
Why did you choose to submit to Seeds, and how do you feel about not only being published but being genre award winner?
I was like, I make so many pieces, why not like put them in? And I saw you guys were taking any kind of submission, so I'm like, it's a good opportunity. So to be nominated is like, it's awesome. So thank you guys.
So could you tell us what sparked the idea for your
Should I go? I know
The
what it
due
is.
date sparked the idea.
No, I'll take this one.
Okay.
We were scouting. Yeah, we were scouting for locations to film the project, and then we went to this TV studio or studio. Wow.
We were in there.
We were in the TV studio, and we saw this like the little TV thingy that they have, and it was like on.
It had the
was
green
on.
letters in the corner, and the TV started glitching. So
We were like, oh, glitch, and that was it.
What were some obstacles that you faced in the making of the
oh
film?
my god.
We had to do.
We had 4 days to film and edit and come up with the idea, and we went into the TV studio. It was locked every time we went in, and Sylvia forgot her shirt, so we had problems with costuming every single day.
Yeah.
So what roles did you guys play when
This is so long ago.
We both directed.
We both filmed parts of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Jesse did lighting.
yeah, I did
didn't do
lighting.
it. I edited.
I lifted, and I was the the clone.
I have loved doing film ever since I was little, and I think that just to be able to do it every day is so crucial to my personality and my happiness. And making short, dumb little films like these are so important to my progression into hopefully a professional career of filmmaking. So I think it's just good to be able to use this equipment over and over so I get a good feel for it.
Also, Zoe and I have been making films together since freshman year in Spanish, and it's kind of interesting to see how our films have progressed idea-wise and I think actual quality.
Every year on Seeds, we do genre award winners to celebrate kind of the best of the work at Dreyfus and in the book. And so this year, you are our visual genre award winner. So we just wanted to ask you some questions about your work and your piece specifically. I guess we'll just start with what started you drawing and creating art?
Well, I kind of, not gonna lie, I started tracing in books, like how to draw this and stuff, but I probably wouldn't have gotten into art if I didn't move down to West Palm, because Orlando didn't really have any good programs there. And I auditioned for Bach, and that's pretty much where I started really loving art and stuff, and that's why I got way more serious in high school.
What is your concentration here at Dreyfus, and how did you decide to focus on that?
To be super specific, it's the voluntary and involuntary acts that humans do that negatively affect animal populations.
Oh, wow. Could you elaborate more on that, like why you chose to specifically focus on that?
I'm really into animal activism and stuff. I try to go to events. I've been showing art and really talking about this topic, and I really got into it my freshman year. And I think I just really kind of developed in me that this is really important for me to talk about.
So what inspired specifically your piece Javanicus?
This piece is about the invasive species, and specifically it's this event that happened in Hawaii where mongoose were put into the island to help with the populations of the rats impacting sugarcane yields. Didn't turn out that great. They started feeding on the native populations of birds, and the bird depicted in the painting is the nain goose, which almost got endangered, categorized as endangered. Well, it's really important to me to kind of address, because there's so many things we're not really bringing out into the light. A lot of people didn't even know about this when I talked about it to them. And just doing stuff like this brings out the little things that no one's really thinking about. And I just kind of wanted to make this painting to address this super kind of not obscure, but a little more not really seen topic, I guess. I want people to understand that they should do something about it, because in the painting you're kind of in the viewpoint you're on the outside, you're looking into this happening, and kind of us as humans kind of cause this, and we're impacting other creatures, and they have nothing to do about it. They can't change the world as much as we can. So I want to bring these topics to light so that maybe we can actually try and do something about it.
So what was the process of creating this piece or any piece that you do in your concentration?
Specifically this one, it's an acrylic painting, but I tend to do like more washes, which is where you do like really thin like layers of paint and stuff. And to make it like super dark, I'd layer it a lot. And then when it came to doing like that lighting in the center, I kind of just dry brushed it, and it's pretty much what a lot of my paintings are like, really.
Every year on Seeds, we do genre award winners to kind of pick out the best pieces that represent each genre. And this year, you are our poetry genre award winner. Yes, that was a surprise. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I am.
So we just want to talk to you about your piece, Metamorphosis. So what inspired you to write this piece?
I think I was really inspired because I knew from just like the news and social media that like the climate movement was like really picking up speed across the country and across the world, and I felt really inspired by that. And I'm on the yearbook, so one thing that we covered this year was the climate strike that was actually organized by Dreyfus students and by a club at Dreyfus. So I was just really inspired by the students I saw around me who were really taking charge from something that they saw, and like they really wanted to make a change when it came to the climate. And
what was the process that you went through to create this piece?
I think I just like, when I got the idea, the reason that I wrote the poem originally was because I wanted to try spoken word poetry. And when I got the idea, I just did a lot of drafts, and like because I had always envisioned the poem to be something spoken, and the reason I wanted to do something like this spoken is because when I think of like the climate movement, I think of like people going to protests and making speeches and talking to people like legislators, so I thought it would be a great format for the poem. So when I wrote a lot of drafts, but the whole time I also was reading the poem out loud and seeing how it sounded and seeing what it was like when it was performed.
What do you want people to take from your piece when they read it?
I just want them to really feel inspired by the climate movement, and also, I guess at first I want them to I want to also be a voice to bring awareness to the issue of how humans are causing climate change, and how it's a very dire issue that sometimes may not get addressed in the first half of the poem, but also in the second half, to feel inspired by the students who are taking charge of the movement, and to realize that they can also speak up for what they believe in. I think gaining recognition for my work is really special because it helps you realize that people are actually being impacted by the things I'm saying and the things I'm doing, and this totally came as a surprise. So it's really exciting, and it really makes it feel super fulfilling because when writing, it can be a super solitary process and journey, and seeing other people, especially when it comes to Seeds, people in my school community who I interact with and that I'm also inspired by, seeing them read my work and hear my work and appreciate my work is really special.
How does the process of writing in general impact you, and how does it help you move through what you experience?
I think writing for me is it's very close to my heart because I think it's a way for me to just let out everything I'm feeling. And I write about different things I experience myself, things I observe, when it comes to this poem, and I think it's just a really great way, especially poetry, to talk about things that may be difficult to talk about, and also have it be a form of art as well.